This is a step-by-step guide for using the FG Graphics using the CPT tool. First thing, download the Dropbox zip file, and you will see that in the link that's been provided. You would just go open hyperlink, and that will take you into Dropbox. You've got a choice then of either downloading it or dropping it into your own Dropbox. So that is sitting on my desktop, which is here, and that's all I need to do. As step 2 says, just unzip it to anywhere on your PC. It does not install on your PC, it does not touch your Windows applications, nothing. The only thing you need to do are the next steps, which is number 3. You just need to now use the Sedona folder in a known location on your PC. Now, for those of you already using Niagara, using Sedona, you will already have a location for that. For those of you that have never used it before, any location is okay, but we need to tell the tool where it is. So, back to the folder where I just where I downloaded it, unzipped it to my desktop. There is the exe file that will run the application. Now, once we connect to a controller, to a real controller, it will create a folder in here called Files. And then it will contain the IP address and the templates that you create or that you paste in to start making the graphics. So the Sedona folder I was talking about is here. I'm just going to use this one, but some people may have it in Niagara like I do over here. But for today I'm not going to use that. So I've got 3744, and in there I have a Sedona folder. It is very important though to get this bit right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back to well, let's just connect to the controller first of all. So we need to set a rule here to tell it, this is critical, to tell it where the Sedona folder is living. And I'm going to leave mine just inside the, there's the desktop, there's the CPT dev, and there is the Sedona folder. Just do select folder and call that, I don't know, CPT folder. You can have multiple links here, so don't worry about it. Just press save. That's done. Now I can go open the app, and I have a controller here on my Wi-Fi network, so I'm just going to connect to that controller. Make sure that's selected so that we can access the Sedona folder, and just press OK. And in we go. Now what that will have done then is started the creation of the graphics already, even though you haven't done anything. What it will have done is created a file folder in the CPT dev, and there you are, files. So just click on that. I've got an IP address, and then in there I've got graphics, and that folder contains all your graphics templates as you create them or as you paste in old ones or templates that you've created. And it also contains a gr.xml nav file, and that's where we store all the links, and that's important for reusing in the future. So on the PowerPoint, so that's the third thing. Use that Sedona folder, open CPT, and then tell it where the Sedona folder is located. Okay, so that looks pretty straightforward. Then access the controller by starting the cpt.exe file. Okay, once that's opened, key in your IP address and access the controller. Okay, so that's what we just did. Once you've done that, it will automatically create a files folder in the root directory of your CPT dev folder, just like so. So we just go back there, have another look. So there's my graphs. You can see there's the files, root directories there, files, IP address, and graphics. And it's empty. So if I was to go to here, right hand click on graphics and do new graphic, it will automatically open in that location just by default. We're going to just call this AHU1. And once we do that, you can see we have a blank canvas. Now, to actually get the files into the controller and start to see a web page, the first thing you do here is what we call a full deploy. And all you do is hit full deploy here. The password should already be in there. And let that run to 100%. So that's 100% now. Still we have nothing in the graphics, but that's not important at the moment. You see this flag here? This is where you can preview and it will boot into your default browser. I recommend Chrome, Google Chrome for this. See, mine automatically goes in there and will ask me for a login address. Just ignore this password. This is just something I'm playing around with at the moment. The password you use, and I'll show you how we actually make it match this one, but the default password is actually admin hello CPT. And that will take us into the opening screen, which is blank, which is what I expected. So if we now go back to file and manage that account, what I could do is create a new account called called demo, and the password was easyio demo. Create that account, manage the permissions, you can have read or write, save that, then cross the X, and we log out. Now I can go back in with this password that's shown on the graphic. So I could just say demo, easyio demo, sign in. Okay, and there you go. We can actually now see our blank graphic. So back to our instructions here. What we did there is we opened the controller via CPT. We then hovered our mouse on the left hand side of the graphics folder in the workspace there in the CPT. Do a right click and select create graphics. So let's just go back to CPT and show you what I mean. That's the first one, but what I could do is create another one. And what you can do when you've got multiple graphics is also select which is going to be the home page. Well, we're going to make this one the home page. And then anytime just hit the save button. That's just going to back everything up. So now we're ready to do a little bit of logic. You can see I have a constant float object here. I'm going to use that to create a set point in my graphic. And it's really easy to use. All you do is just pull this across, go out, go to General, go to Label, press OK. Select your font size or your font color. We're going to make this one, select what you want from here. I'm going to make this one so I can this blue color. And I'm going to make it font size 14. And I'm going to click there's a link. I can have a link there if I want. Or I can click an action to say, just double click on that, Mike's set point. Okay. And then just hover your mouse, right hand click, fit content. Maybe make it a little wider so I can pick up the action text, and just press this button here, which actually is just a normal deploy. You can even do an F5 if you wish. And there we go. So if I go to the preview button again, we will now see that value, 75. If I do a one click, you can do this through your iPhone, iPad, whatever, just by connecting a wireless router to the controller. And you see Mike's set point. Let's now make that 77. And because this is HTML5 graphics, they auto-update. You don't have to refresh the screen. So there is an instruction in really how to get started with this tool. The next video will explain how you start to use templates and make better graphics. So that's part one for today, 16th of November.